Today, I'd like to share something that might change the way you experience your everyday life. I'm going to ask you something very simple. Don't think too much about it. Just notice what happens before the answer appears. Ready? What are you aware of right now? Perhaps you notice a sound, the feeling of your feet touching the floor, your breathing, maybe even your thoughts. Good. Now look a little closer. Before you noticed the sound, were you already here? Before you noticed your breathing, were you already here? Before you noticed your thoughts, were you already here? Don't answer too quickly. Just look. Is it possible to experience anything without first being here to experience it? Can a sound be heard unless someone is present to hear it? Can a thought be known unless it's already being noticed? Every experience comes and goes. Sounds come and go. Thoughts come and go. Feelings come and go. Even your mood changes throughout the day. But is there something that doesn't seem to come and go? Something that quietly notices every experience as it appears? Don't try to name it. Simply notice. The noticing is more important than the explanation. What you've just noticed isn't another thought or another experience. It's your own simple presence. The fact that before anything else could be experienced, you were already here. Stay with that for a moment. Not as an idea, as your own experience. Now become curious. Can you find where this presence begins? Can you find where it ends? Does it have a shape? A size? A color? Can you point to a boundary where it stops? Or is every boundary itself simply something that's experienced? Look carefully. Not for an answer, but for your own experience. The mind may want to describe it, to define it, to turn it into another concept. There's no need. Just keep looking. Can this presence be separated from what appears within it? Can you remove it from this moment and still have an experience? Or does every sight, every sound, every sensation depend on this simple fact of being here? Notice something else. Everything you experience has its own qualities. A sound can be loud or quiet. A sensation can be pleasant or unpleasant. A thought can be clear or confused. But what about this presence? Does it have any qualities of its own? Or does it simply allow every experience to be exactly as it is? There's nothing mysterious about it. In fact, it's the most familiar aspect of your life. So familiar that you've probably spent very little time noticing it. Yet it has been here through every moment you've ever lived. It has quietly remained while every experience has come and gone. So why is something so obvious also so easy to overlook? Because the mind is almost always looking somewhere else. It asks, what's next? What am I missing? How do I become happier? How do I fix myself? The mind is a wonderful tool. It helps us solve problems, make plans, learn new skills, and navigate the world. But when it never stops searching, it begins to overlook what's already present. It's a little like searching the entire house for your glasses while they're resting on your face. The closer something is, the easier it is to miss. Our attention becomes absorbed by thoughts about yesterday, tomorrow, success, failure, and everything that still needs to be done. Meanwhile, this simple fact that we are aware of all those thoughts rarely receives our attention. It's always here. That's precisely why it's so easy to overlook. Imagine standing beside a calm lake early in the morning. When the water is still, it reflects the sky with remarkable clarity. The clouds, the trees, the mountains. Everything appears exactly as it is. Now imagine throwing stones into that lake every few seconds. Ripples spread across the surface. The reflection becomes distorted. Did the sky disappear? Of course not. Only the surface became disturbed. Our minds are much the same. Thought after thought, opinion after opinion, memory after memory, fear after fear. The surface becomes restless. When the mind is constantly stirred, it's difficult to see clearly. The clarity hasn't gone anywhere. Our attention has simply become absorbed in the movement. This doesn't mean thoughts are the problem. Thoughts have an important role. You need them to solve problems, care for your family, make decisions, and create meaningful work. The difficulty begins when thinking becomes the only way you know how to experience life. When every moment is filtered through commentary, comparison, and judgment, we lose touch with the simple experience of being present. The invitation isn't to stop thinking. It's simply to remember that thinking isn't the whole of experience. There is also hearing, seeing, the sensations of the body, and the awareness in which they all appear. The question is, how do we remember that during an ordinary day? So what is the practice? Fortunately, it isn't complicated. Several times throughout the day, pause for just 10 seconds. You don't need to sit in a special posture. You don't need complete silence. You don't even need to feel peaceful. Simply stop. Feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the nearest sound. Take one natural breath. Then quietly ask yourself, before I noticed all of this, was I already here? Don't search for an answer. Don't create one. Just notice. Then continue with your day. That's it. The purpose isn't to achieve a special state. It isn't to stop your thoughts. It isn't to force yourself to feel calm. It's simply to recognize what has been present before every experience you've ever had. At first, this recognition may last only a few seconds. That's perfectly fine. The goal isn't to stay there forever. It's simply to return again and again. Over time, those brief moments begin to influence the rest of your day. You may notice yourself reacting a little less quickly, listening a little more carefully, feeling less pulled around by every passing thought. Life doesn't suddenly become free of challenges. There will still be uncertainty, disappointment, stress, joy, excitement. All of it continues. The difference is that these experiences are no longer mistaken for the whole of who you are. They become experiences moving through awareness, rather than defining it. As you go about your day, don't try to hold on to a particular feeling. Don't try to make your mind perfectly quiet. Simply notice. Notice the next sound, the next breath, the next thought, and then notice something even simpler. Before each of those appeared, were you already here? You never experience the absence of awareness while you are consciously experiencing anything. Every sound appears within it. Every thought is known because of it. Every feeling comes and goes within it. The experiences change. The knowing of them remains. Every moment of your life has been known because awareness was already present. The search isn't about finding something new. It's about recognizing what has never been absent. So don't make this another idea to believe, or another experience to chase. Return to this simple recognition, briefly but often, in the middle of a conversation, while drinking your morning tea, walking to your car, waiting in line. Pause for just a moment. Notice what's here, and notice that before every experience, you were already here. Over time, that recognition becomes less like something you practice, and more like something you remember. Your attention naturally returns to what has been present through every experience. Every passing thought no longer pulls you in so completely. You begin to rest in the quiet presence that has been here all along.